This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 1990, Meal Prep for Weight Loss by Rachel Trotta of racheltrotta.com, and I'm Dr. Neil. Hey there, wishing you a very happy new year and welcome back to Optimal Health Daily. This is the podcast where I act as your very own personal narrator and read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs online. Now, for a lot more blogs being narrated for you, check out Optimal Living Daily. You can search and find that podcast wherever you're listening to this. And again, wishing you a very happy new year, and I'm so glad you're here joining us. So with that, let's get right to today's post as we optimize your life. Meal Prep for Weight Loss by Rachel Trotta of racheltrotta.com. I am so excited that next week I am rolling out my newest client service, Done For You in-home meal prep in New York City. I have been brainstorming this service for quite some time, and I'm ready and jazzed to start in March. Personally, I love to cook, and I have meal prepped my way slim for years. I truly believe that it is the most effective way to eat nutritiously and deliciously while maintaining a healthy weight without spending every waking second in the kitchen, over-testing my willpower, obsessively counting calories, or feeling bad about overeating. When most people say they have, quote, no time, and yes, the phrase is always delivered with the intensity of emphasis, I take it with a grain of salt. However, a few of my clients in the medical profession have made me realize that some people truly have no time. Really. When they are not at work, they are sleeping or trying to spend time with loved ones, and despite good intentions to manage or lose weight, the healthful shopping and cooking is simply not a priority. And that's okay, because I'm here to help those people out. But for everyone else, why meal prep is an incredible strategy. Most people, however, can push together a few hours a week to make meals ahead of time. If you think about your time management during the week, there is a huge likelihood that you spend some time doing absolutely nothing, wasting time on the internet, binging on Netflix, or just staring at your phone in general, waiting for something exciting to happen. Some fitness professionals urge that you use this extra time to exercise. I think this is a great idea. But what I would emphasize even before exercise is using that time to plan, buy, and prepare your food for the week. Meal prep takes strategy. If you're not an experienced or intuitive cook, you need to look up recipes in order to create a structure. I often joke with people that they should check their seamless order history to know where to start. Creating healthier versions of your favorite takeout foods is a good way to find out which recipes to look up. I firmly believe that meal prep, even more than exercise, is the direct route to weight loss. I don't encourage shortcut thinking, but if there were shortcuts in fitness, meal prep would be at the top of my list. It's much easier to not eat calories in the first place than it is to exercise them off. I think that exercise should be for cardiovascular fitness, functional strength, pain reduction, and fun, but not directly intended for calorie burn. When exercise is spent on the elliptical staring at the calories burn number, some of the joy is lost in the process. In fact, one of my meal prep coaching clients wrote to me, quote, "Despite my initial skepticism, because other diets and meal plans never worked for me in the past, I noticed tangible results within 1 week. My most aggravating fat deposits have disappeared, my waist is more defined, arms and hips are slimmer, and I'm never bloated after eating, and this is without adding exercise into my daily routine." End quote. If all you want to do is burn calories, don't hit the treadmill. Instead, start planning and cooking your own food, and you will short-circuit the whole calorie burn hamster wheel. When you meal prep, you first eat better versions of foods that you like with less salt, sugar, and fat. You don't overstress your willpower. You eat more vegetables, you snack smart, and you dine out less. In other words, eat for weight loss and exercise for fun. Here are 5 steps to easy meal prep. If you're new to cooking or to meal prep in general, here are some general principles that will help you enjoy the process and get the most out of it. 1. Make sure you have the right equipment. Before you even shop for food, it's even more important that you have a few pots and pans, a cutting board, a good knife, measuring cups, and most importantly, individual portion-sized containers. Don't cheap out on the containers. I literally have 24 of them for just myself and my partner, and I use Duralex glass. It's worth it, because separating your cooking into individual portions is one of the most important aspects of meal prep. It will literally save you hundreds of calories per day. 2. Look up recipes ahead of time and make a shopping list. Like I said before, get inspiration from the way you eat at restaurants or order takeout. You can get a good idea of your palate from your go-to orders. While you may not be motivated to make sushi at home, most dishes can be easily replicated in a more healthy way. Everything from nachos to pasta to burgers can be created in a delicious and nutritious way at home. If you're new to cooking, buy a few magazines or use popular food blogs for inspiration, but make sure to keep it simple so that you don't get too overwhelmed with complex and time-intensive recipes. 3. Buy the right amount of food for the number of people eating. This may seem extremely obvious to the point of absurd, but this is a common problem for many of my clients. For example, one serving of lean meat is anywhere from 2 to 5 ounces, but most people would serve themselves more like 6 to 8 ounces without even measuring. The result is that a meal that is supposed to last several people several days is suddenly gone in one sitting. My no-brainer tip that takes out the guesswork is to divide 1 pound of carbs or meat into 4 to 6 servings, and to put a cup of vegetables with each meal. Also, do the math on how many meals you need per week. For myself and my spouse, we need about 24 meals per week, and then we dine out for the rest of the meals. Then, shop accordingly. 4. Buy as many items pre-made as possible. Keep your life simple. This is very individual because some people enjoy the process of chopping and dicing and sautéing. But for some, the work needs to be done as quickly as possible. If you're in the latter group, don't make life too difficult for yourself. Cooking doesn't have to be hard, complicated, or overly time-consuming. Make no-brainer meals that don't require a lot of ceremony. Think in blocks: protein, colorful vegetable, grain, or starch. And then buy as many vegetables pre-chopped as possible. For some of my clients, I even recommend buying meat pre-cooked. Your work will be incredibly streamlined by having some of the ingredients pre-prepared. 5. Meal prep your snacks too. The snacks that I recommend for people include hard-boiled eggs, string cheese, fruit, nuts, yogurt, and berries. I recommend pre-packaging these snacks Starbucks style, either in containers or snack bags, so that you have snack packs ready to last you all day, every day. You just listened to the post titled Meal Prep for Weight Loss by Rachel Trotta of RachelTrotta.com. Dr. Neil here for my commentary. No joke, something that I have started doing to find inspiration when I meal prep is to think about what would I want if I were to go out to a restaurant tonight instead of cooking at home. What would I want? What would I order? And then I actually use that as inspiration to cook something at home. I can cook something that'll probably be tastier, better for me, and I will feel so much better about my choice. I do it all the time. If I'm not sure what to cook, I'll think, what would I order at a restaurant? And then can I just do that at home? And usually the answer is yes. So I love that idea. And if you've been listening to this show for any period of time, you probably already know I'm a huge fan of not only meal prepping, but portioning out containers. When we look at the research, we find that those who prep more meals at home typically eat more nutritious, wholesome foods. They typically get more variety in their diets, which means more vitamins and minerals. If their goal is weight loss, they tend to be more likely to achieve that goal. There are lots and lots of benefits to meal prep and cooking at home. And look, if you're motivated after hearing this and you create a list of menu items that you're going to cook at home this week, and then you go out and shop for those items, here's the thing you need to do. As soon as you come home from the grocery store, if you bought fresh fruits and vegetables, here's the thing. Wash and chop and pre-prep them as soon as you get home. You're so excited to make those meals this week. You then need to use that momentum to go ahead and pre-chop, pre-prepare those fresh vegetables and fresh fruits. Put them in clear containers, put them in plain sight, not in the crisper drawer at the bottom of the fridge, so that every time you open the fridge this week, you are reminded that you purchased those items, they are prepped and ready to go. That will make it more likely that you actually use those ingredients. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. And don't forget, I'll be back in a moment with our Sunday bonus episode. So I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.